was telling me. Peace, though. Peace, peace, peace. We just chilling. Had a long day, man. Hope everybody doing good. Oh, damn. Yeah, I'm good. Hold on. 1 second. I forgot to cut it on. My fault, bro. 1 second. I think I got it. I know I haven't been on here in a while, but I just had a long day. See if anybody pop on here. Holla at the people. If not, I'm good. Yeah, I figured that. I'm just sitting back chilling, man. See if I know I don't be on YouTube that much, but see if I get enough with the pop on. I'll give it a few minutes. If not, it's all good. Yeah, we'll give it a minute, so give it a few minutes. Yeah, I figured that out already. Yeah, we good, man. Mm-hmm. Yep. Gratitude, Noble. Gratitude. Gratitude. I just be popping on here, man. I'm back in my home state, Flint, Michigan, in my city. Yeah, this building. So I just said I'll pop on here and just talk some current events to the people. Gratitude. Gratitude. Gratitude more. Just thought I'd jump on here late night and build real fast. I ain't had nothing planned or nothing. Hold on. Back here, finished setting up my little sanctuary. Back in my, let me show you. I got my little spot. Got my little setup. I got my spot in Michigan. Got my jacuzzi over there. My back, show you the daytime, the backyard, nice. I got my box and stuff in the back. I call this my atrium, my nature room. I just come back here, chill, do my workout. Got all my handcrafted chairs. Cause my mother, she's a artist. We got a museum in Florida with thousands of artifacts. That's why I'm on here, and it's funny you said that. Funny you said that, Noble, because that's really why I'm jumping on here. So I said when my spirit and Allah's spirit match, that's exactly why I was jumping on here. I was just talking about prayer and supplication. We got to get to a point where you have to love, understanding that not about color, it's about the heart, because we can never limit the Creator, and the Creator makes all men. Now the heart is what we have to really, really get into. But we're going to have a good conversation. So give me a second, man. Let me finish what I'm doing, man. We're going to have a quick build. Give me 1 second. Because a lot of things that go on, Moors be too stuck on trying to get something free. And I tell Moors, that is not Moor science. We got to get to a point to where we can't be having no ego because we have some sheiks that might be older. That's just like an emeritus in preaching. It's an emeritus. So we have to do things. I'm in tune in everything when they talk about, when the Republicans talk about it ain't the guns, it's mental health. It is the guns. When I told you, most guns were for your home protection if you hunt animals. No one need assault rifles and AKs. You make it for you got a revolver, a 6-shot or an 8-shot. A 6-shot or an 8-shot. But see, if it's a mental health thing, it's just like what I tell everyone. We never discuss issues. We always try to talk about things after the fact. I'm all with prevention because I'm not going to play favoritism with tragedy. Like I tell everybody, I lost my brother. My brother was murdered. Akil Jelani Goodman Bey was murdered by a Negro, black, and colored. My cousin Miguel Swain was murdered by a Negro, black, and colored. My best friend Mike Ville was killed by his brother. The police killed his brother Marlon Ville right in the hood. So when I talk about violence and things, I understand that. I have compassion and love for all that. But when this stuff happens personally in your home, it's not okay. I want to go on Instagram and make a whole bunch of posts every time something happens. What we gonna do? Because this shit gonna happen over and over. But when it happens to you, Like I tell everybody, it happened to me. I lost my baby brother. It tore me up in my city of Flint. A Negro killed my brother. So when people be saying about all this stuff happening, I have compassion. But death hit me and my family right at home. So I have compassion for everyone. But what we gonna do? What we gonna teach our kids? What about all these kids killing each other, all this drill music and all these old men supporting this shit? When we gonna stop? When we gonna make a difference? When we gonna stop supporting and these kids call themselves the devils? What's wrong with us calling ourselves God? When somebody call themselves God, you mad at them. But when a young man call himself the devil and he killed so many people, he got so many ops, we bumping that shit and working out to it. So we talking about a sick society. That's why I say, what about home? When people be like, oh, what they did to Jesus, and you never even seen Jesus. What they did to all the babies. What they did to your brother. I mean, where the love gonna be? When we have people that can anoint us and people be a part of temples and schools, people be a part of temples and schools and things, and we don't have, and we are just sticking something and not learning. And we won't open the doors. That's why I said, man, these temples and stuff act like Crips and Bloods. That's why I had to lead a temple. That's why I had to start my own school. I'm sorry. I'm just giving facts. Where the community development? A temple is not church. Where the building? Where the houses for the single moms? Where the mentorship? If we talking about this and that, Moors that got temples, why the Moors ain't out on the streets? We always talk about what somebody else should do for a loss. If we got temples in the city, where the Moors at? Where all the sheiks? Where they at? Because I'm in the city. I go back to where things happen. I go to my city. I go back home. I go to Detroit in the streets where nobody go. I go to the prisons. I go where nobody don't want to go. I feed the homeless. In my own city. I've been doing this shit for years with my own money, and I'm not a rich man. I'm able to do those things because I live a monk life. Most Moors don't live a monk life. They live a entertainment life. You can look at my life and see what I do every day. You know my life is honorable because you see it. It's an open book. My life is transparent. That's why I get so much love. And people hate, and Moors hate the Europeans so much that it's just sickening. What we gonna do? What we gonna teach our babies? What we gonna teach the young girls? I know Moors that have all my literature and things, man, and won't even share it with the temples. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself why. And they know I make the literature real simple. I have so much literature from the temples, academia, history, law, business, finances, where if Moors just come on in, we'll change this community real fast. Real fast. But I know it's a lot of ego because we got a lot of shade tree mechanics as sheiks. And going over bylaws each week is nothing. Where's the divine minister? A sheik's supposed to be a divine minister. Just like the biblical scripture says, it's qualifications for a pastor. We're not going to do that for our temples because based off how the temple is set up, we're not appointed, we're anointed and consecrated. That has to do with your wisdom. And everyone know I'm telling the truth. It's levels to wisdom. You must be initiated. You must. How are you going to get wisdom? Oh, so you think you're going to go from a high school degree to a doctoral without being initiated? No. And we diss academia and then say we are the originators of everything. I said, it really don't make sense. That's an oxymoron. And then I asked all these grown people, what you want your kids to aspire? Kid want to aspire. They want to go to college. They want to do these things. And then these grown people on there dissing all this stuff. But their kids want to aspire to the exact thing that these goofies be dissing. Now, where's the sense in that? Come on. Are you teaching your kid more science? Come on, let's have that real conversation. See, we be too worried about another grown person, what they believe in, or what word they say. And clearly Morris haven't studied. Morris need to get all the studies from Confucius from me. I got all Confucius books. Morris need to really read. We honor and respect all the laws and prophets. Jesus, Buddha, Confucius, etc. I mean, come on. Like, what is Morris really thinking? You got Morris really tripping because they really hate the divine. And I'm like, the divine comes first. I'm all with nationality, legally and lawfully. I'm not no damn sovereign citizen. I'm a Moorish American. I choose to be a citizen in my community. You got to understand laws. Let somebody sit down with some sense and break it down. Very, very easy for a child to understand it. But we won't do it because it's ego. Because Moors want something. You got to go in this understanding as a child. Right today, you have on your website to it. See what Noble that say? I want to read this. What did that say? Because I didn't even see what you just said, Noble. And I don't even know how to work this stuff. What did he say? What you said? He said, what I see with some temples is that about the administration wants to control the information that you have on your website. Let me see. My fault, y'all. That's on your website. To add, most of the sheiks have limited knowledge and are not well read. See? And these brothers from temples, every more I be meeting from temples, they be like, well, they're, and I'm not talking about anybody individually. They'll have sidebar conversations like, man, these temples ain't teaching nothing. And I say, well, why you don't come on in? And see, they talk about the church, and I say, and I'm not saying you particular, I'm saying people be at the temples for the same reason some church folk go there, for the pageantry, for pictures, to say they went somewhere, and won't even come to class. And all we ask for is a $25 donation. And every time you come to class, I'm going to give you a book. I'm going to give you science every time. I'm going to teach it every time. I'm going to break it down every time. If you got a business, I'm going to help you set up your business the correct way for a small donation. This is a movement. That's why I said, what's the use of a doctor if no one's sick? Everybody's not sick in the same manifestation. How is somebody hurting? How can I say relationship-wise, and you just banging on some dumb shit? You can't help them. You a disservice. You must be well-versed in all the sciences. And that's no ego. And I said, why do we slander our brothers that's well-versed and that's knowledgeable and scholars? And then we anoint somebody that don't look like us. Man, I'm not even gonna get in that, man. I don't even get into stuff when people say the adapt chamber stuff, because I ask a person a simple question and only they be like, well, she got notice out your book. And I say, well, what's the adapt chamber? Because more be trying to make it a secret. I said, adapt chamber. I asked them more, what's the triple rows of the adapt chamber? They couldn't tell you. What? The window? Oh, I got that window cracked. I had both of them open. You know, I'd be hot. But I asked them anymore, what's the what do you say, Jack? I hear that, the Napa Valley. No, I ain't in the Napa Valley. But I asked them more, what's the triple row of the adapt chamber? They will have no idea. They will have no idea. And I said, well, what did you go through the adapt chamber? A phone call with somebody through a week? That can't be no adapt chamber, a phone call. A phone call is not an adapt chamber. That's what the Moors, that's that propaganda. The adapt chamber is wisdom. The adapt chamber ain't no riddle, ain't no Masonic riddle. I mean, I can do that when I ask a person some simple shit. I say, if you want to measure the ceiling without getting without getting on a ladder, how would you measure it? I say you just measure the floor because what's above is below. Those little goofy little technologies. I mean, little things for the brain, little riddles. But the adapt chamber is not no riddle or no psychology. The adapt chamber is wisdom, understanding. The adapt chamber is for everyone. See, that's the problem. The adapt chamber, you take yourself through the adapt chamber because a lot of people can't go through the adapt chamber. Just like if I was training you, if I was training your son, and I'm a pro trainer, and I train you to go get it, to be the best everything. Everybody can't get it. Just like the military, many are called, but only a few are chosen. See, people be thinking they want the light because they see something else. They think it's gonna make them this, they gotta make them that, and that's why I'd be like, okay, you think that. Because much is given, much required. People be seeking wisdom. And I say, man, you got to want it the way you want to breathe. If you don't want it the way you want to breathe, the way you want to eat, you don't want it. Why? Because a person don't study enough. Because a person don't study enough. And I said, they'll diss their own brother, and their brother be right there. They always talk about the European this. I said, if the Europeans are sons of a Muslim, who's the father? I teach the sciences. This 99 degrees, 33 times 3, the ancient rite of Memphis and Mizraim. In the biblical scriptures, Mizraim is Egypt. This ain't no snowman wisdom. I don't give you no snowman wisdom. My noble's on Noble Maso. I'm on YouTube as well. This is no snowman wisdom. How can a person say they have the keys to fall in humanity and lock them in their pocket? A workman is due his hire. We got to understand that. So here it is, this universal teachings. It's no excuse if you don't have a temple in your area. You could come private. You could come join us privately on Zoom. And here the more noble said, if it wasn't for me, you would still be in the dark. I give gratitude to that. I give gratitude to that. And that's why I'm saying it's worse when a person, how can I say it, know and still be in it than the person that don't know. Than the person that don't know and choose to stay in that. That's just like abuse. That's why the biblical scripture says, when I was a child, I act like a child. When I became a man, I put away childish ways. See, a sound mind is powerful. That's why a lion can defend itself in the jungle. You don't need to be around a whole bunch of people. When you're the generator, operator, destroyer, you just got to be around the right body. You just got to give that. You just got to give homage to that vessel that our one-on-one says. What our one-on-one says. What's a prophet and an angel? A prophet or angel, clothed in the flesh, the one that come to give you that divine message. And we gonna. How can a man or a woman say they love God you never seen, but hate your brother that represent that essence? That's sad as hell. And the biblical scripture says we made in the image of the great God. So you got to see a man or a woman in that image, in the great God. Come on. You got to see that. How do you know what a good man or a bad man is if you ain't see an image of that vessel in the flesh? They said in the beginning was the word, and the word was made flesh. Come on, man. Talk to me. This is universal wisdom. This is no biasness. This is no hate. I tell Moors, I'm not no religious Moor. This is tasawwuf, this Sufism. I understand. You have to come to a level of understanding. And when you come to a level of understanding, then you understand. All them catchphrases, understand all that, man, I ain't dealing with all that semantics. I'm telling you what the mind has the capability to do. Understand. And use everything that needs to be used in your toolbox based on our Moorish Quran, chapter 5. These are the tools that we use in the toolbox. Come on, man. This is no slander. I hope everybody, before you open the Quran, look at the pictures, the signs, the symbols of the Quran, and your sheikh should eloquently explain the cover of the Quran, because those are signs and symbols of the primordial man, just like our elder C. Freeman L. done, just like I done. I mean, we are the walking books. You can burn all the books up, and the scholars gonna be there. We'll have the books, and we'll be able to speak it. See, this is no slander. This is a resurrection. This is that holy breath. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. I know Morris be following me for years, never get no books and everything. And then they be like, man, I make this shit simple. It's nothing new under the sun. Somebody have to gather and compile and divinely prepare all the science. And that's what I'm doing. So everybody should jump in. Gratitude. Thank you for the blessings. But everybody should jump in. I have all the literature, mypdfbooks.com, books with the Z. And I have them for a fraction of the price that you can get anywhere. And why we make them PDF? Because the books are super expensive. And nobody have to walk around with a whole bunch of books in their backpack anymore. You can download these books on your tablet. You can sit at the Office Max and Staples, and they are printed and binder for you. And you have the wisdom that a lot of, and I don't like to say people names, that a lot of people to have on a YouTube page and be like, holding up books, we have them. That's what I tell people. I said, more science is not no religion. Our teachers say we don't gravitate to one science where we miss the essence of the rest. And then when I teach my makeup, when I come from IDMR, I show y'all that man is made in the image of Elohim, the holy place, the most holy place, and a quarter roundabout. When I talk about the universal, we got to understand that. Because more science is understanding that God and man is one. Everything else is international law. These is keys. And everybody know it. When a righteous man, when a righteous woman speak, those that have ears supposed to listen. Why? Because my people know my voice. This is no slander. See, they done messed us up, talking about we can't have no Messiah. Why? Every culture had a Messiah, a medicine man, a shaman. From Credo Matua to a Sheikh Bamba, the Moradines, from all down. Someone to come to bring that divine message. The people anoint them. If any of my brothers from the continent of any other area, Africa, wherever, they know in the Zulu, if a person, and I don't like to say myself, but I use myself because I'm talking about myself, that's educated, bachelor's degree, master's degree, finishing a Juris Doctor degree in Indigenous people law and policy, those people would be held in high stature, you know? Would be held in high stature because you'll be able to teach the kids reading, math, and arithmetic, all that good stuff. And I see, and I tell people the team that I have that Allah has graciously allowed me to be able to bring power to the body. We have a team doing so much, web team, and like a lot of people be asking about auto books and things. Man, we got a lot of things going down, man. We got way more literature to put out. You know, I'm working on my autobiography right now, you know, because a lot of things, you know, like I tell people, I'm 45. So I've seen a lot of things. I understand a lot of things. I've grown. So a lot of people are like, man, you need to put your story in your autobiography and show the growth. So that's all I be telling people. I'm like, if we Moors, man, come on. Like I'm right here. I be inviting Moors to come to class. We got the right to be private. We private on Zoom. Man, I do meditation. Man, I tell people, a person just can't ask me to do things. Treat me like anybody else. Treat me like anybody else. If you go to the club, anything, if you get in trouble, a person will pay. I said, I'm worth something. I'm worth $5. Somebody give somebody a $5 tip. I'm not a monkey. Excuse my candor. But all those things we do at our temple. We work out 5 days a week. We meditate, all these things. A lot of things I don't even do on camera because it's not, a lot of things that I do is not for show. So I don't do things for likes and followers. I don't do things for likes and followers. And people understand that. I welcome people to come to class and they don't come. And then they tell me, man, that they don't learn nothing. They learn so much from me. I say, well, I really can't tell. And so I say, well, are we trying to use these things to make ourselves smart and look smart and not share the information with the people that we come around and try to use that to try to belittle people? Or are we using that to rise them up and say, hey, man, I'm getting this literature from this sheik. I need to introduce you to this sheik. Matter of fact, we need to have this sheik come to our area. No one does that. And I say, how can I get illuminated from a person that I can touch, that I know is real? And I say I'm a Moor, and I know this man is sheik. I know this man is an educator. I know this man do community service, and I'm part of a temple, and I don't get this man to come to my area. And I have the ear of other Moors because I'm part of a temple. That's what I be asking Moors, and they be all on my page. Oh, I'm part of this temple. I'm part of this temple, showing me all their pictures with a whole bunch of other people. But I don't see no more. But I don't see no more to be like, oh, sheik, you coming? And these men be part of these temples. I would have been out of that shit. Once I would have met somebody that's teaching the science and I can touch and I can be real with, man, my money is personal. I'm cutting all ties. Like y'all ain't doing nothing but having church. I got 10 muftis, man. We own land, property, companies, everything. My muftis own companies. My mufti Maso on here, he have Mayat teas. Check him out, Mayat teas. I mean, we do real things. We ain't out here hustling. We got feds, we got everything that all Moors want. Moors should be getting everything from Moors, if that's what you into. And that's why I tell my people, I meet Moors, they say, man, this, that, and the other. I say, because most of my teachings are at universities. And when I be back in Arizona, I go to the schools, pro bono, and talk to the kids. I do soccer camps and shit. I do all type of stuff for the youth. I'm part of the West Valley Health Summit. I'm part of the West Valley Health Summit. I got big plaques and shit from women's shelters and shit. My organization, school taxes in for the federal government. I'd be going to Sprouts and all them fries, getting turkeys and shit, giving that shit away. When I had my temple in Arizona, man, I used to have all nationalities in there. All. I used to have metaphysics class at one time. Then after that, I have more science. So that's why I talk like that to Moors, because I know Moors from temples. I used to travel all around the temples, and I said, and all the Moors, oh man, you need to just teach all the temples, and all the Oshis just need to sit down and give you homage and just have you on the circuit. I say, well, you part of the temple. And I say, what, you afraid? And then we get on the YouTube talking and Instagram be talking real tough. I say, but you part of the drama. Just like if you part of a whole bunch of Moors selling dope and you around them all day. But I don't sell dope, but I'm with them all day. I said, well, you might as well. You gonna get caught up in a RICO. What you gonna tell? You might as well get some bread. Or cut fucking ties. But what we don't do, we stay right in the midst of that shit. And then when I talk to me and real up, straight up, they be getting all like, oh, why you talking like shit? You acting like you mad. What the fuck? I'm not mad. I'm not upset. My heart is pure. I love. I done been through the fire. When I was a child, I act like a child. When I became a man, I put away all childish ways. You can't be half right with me. That's why I said if we seeking wisdom and it's right there in our face and we got it and we turn our back on it, that's the sin. And we turn to give homage. And I said, you can't talk about no preachers. You can't talk about no churches. You can't talk about it. If we sit up there listening to somebody that we know is not a fraction illuminated to the person that we talk to, that we get literature from. And we know that for a fact. And that ain't no pissing contest. I sit down with people, mothers and things. I had them crying and hugging. They fathers and different nationalities that don't look like me. I tell people, man, like this ain't a YouTube thing. I said I did this to try to reach to my people. I came down and I said, man, my all my members know what I'm about. I came down to reach the people. I came down willingly. That's why I said I'm not no bum. Man, I give suits to prisoners and shit, excuse my candor, all type of things. I'm in Flint, Michigan. I go to the Thumb Correctional Facility. What chic you no do that? I ain't talking about, oh, do this, give me no money to do this, none of that shit. I'm all stuff I'm saying, the services, the community service, that should be celebrated. I ain't talking about, oh, no debates, and I want to debate nobody, because there's nothing to debate. That should be clearly understood. So when I meet Moors and things, and they part of temples, and they have influence on other Moors, I say, why you ain't bringing it to the table? It got to be some ego. Man, you can have satellite. You can say, hey, we're going to meet here. Boom, we going, Sheik having class this time. Boom, we there. If you want to just go to your temple for the pageantry, for the kumbaya, and I stand up in the rise, not no come by here. If you just want to go and listen to somebody say some bylaws every week and try to tell women they can't wear no fez like they some Southern Baptist preachers, or mixing al-Islam with more science, like that's some orthodox, and it's not. Trying to act like more science with some Islamic sect or some secret society. And these is keys. I'm telling you, people be mad what I'm saying, but they can't. They know it's the truth. See, the truth hurts. It conflicts. A lie feels good because you can just lie to people. Because see, a sheik, a person that is honorable, will tell you that they can nationalize you. But no man, no woman, no God man. I'm a sheik. I'm telling you, I'm an educator. I understand all law. No man, no woman, no temple can nationalize you or denationalize you. That'll change you from the descendant nature of your foremothers and your forefathers. If those Negroes can nationalize or denationalize you, tell them to nationalize a Sudanese, a Chinese. They can't do it. They can't do it. They'll talk that rhetoric to you. I'm telling you. I break this shit down too very simple for a kid can understand it, and then look at a grown person and be like, why are you doing all that stuff? And he right here. And they be like, he been telling you this for years. You can look this stuff up like, yep. Because people want to be pacified. Because people think you want to get something. And I said, that is no law. I don't hear nobody breaking down simple law. You're not no sovereign citizen. What is the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15? I say this clearly. What is the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15? What you mean, Sheik? Oh, see, I ain't dealing with that. I'm dealing with civics. Clown, that's civics. That's international law. That's older than you and me and your mama and your grandmama. I got to get black laws. Man, you better burn black laws. Those ain't nothing but definitions. That's why you think they got so many damn black laws. Come on, man, use your brain. And black wasn't even used to describe ethnicity in the first century. That's why if you get a Black Laws Dictionary, Volume 1, it'll clearly show you. But who am I? Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15. You actually sheik that. They're supposed to know that right off the mouth. They're supposed to be able to shoot from the lip, not the hip. Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15. You have a right of a nationality and a right to change it. No one would be arbitrarily denied of a nationality or a right to change it. And the claim of child replaces the birth certificate. And the claim of child replaces the birth certificate. So what are we talking about? I wait. The religious rights of the indigenous people. I wait. We have the right to be private. We have the right to write our own books. We have the right to use public media. We have the right not to assimilate. We have the right to have our own sheiks. Okay. What's the House Joint Resolution 75? Okay. What's the House Joint Resolution 75? We talk about annexation. We ain't talk about your last name, some slave name. This ain't no disrespect. I love everybody, but this ain't no al-Islam stuff. No, with Drew Ali. He annexed it. Ali to Drew. SF 181 form, Yamanee's law. All Moore's got to do is come to school and relax and get rid of the hate and be like, man, this is simple. Proclaim, declare, and due process. This stuff is simple. I mean, like I said, I don't know why people diss education. People celebrate, oh, they went to prison. Man, I did all that in my youth. I got a bachelor's degree in business management with a minor in marketing sales and nonprofit startup from Clear University. You can look me up. I got a dual master's degree from Grand Canyon University with a dual master's degree in first century religion and a minor in linguistics. You can look me up. I've been finishing my degree at Oklahoma University online in Indigenous People Law and Policy. My Juris Doctorate degree. I've been taking my time. Why? Because I ain't in no rush. I went to the university to do all the stuff that I'm doing now. I've worked and did things in the city and did a lot of community work. You know what I mean? Ran nonprofit. I worked corporate. You know, I did a lot of things. I live under my means, and I know, you know, what it takes to build communities and how we can build our own infrastructure by being under the religious laws. When I say a lot of times movies depict life. When I tell Moors about Sopranos, and I said, why do you think Sopranos was so into the Catholic Church? Why? Because one, when all that shit they was doing, the Catholics, they were exempt from a lot of, how can I say, criminal laws, as far as the priest and the gangster. They called that lawyer and client confidentiality. And you got to understand, the church can do things for the community if it's tax exempt from the government, like the churches do. But most, no disrespect, a lot of churches just make mega churches, and that's just an auditorium, and don't build the communities up. I have a blueprint to build the communities up and have subordinate temples in communities. That's why the temples is not doing nothing. That's why nobody don't want to go to the temples. You go, if the temple in a neighborhood that's raggedy, everybody coming to the temple, everything around the temple is raggedy. Everybody want to be the king, and everybody don't want to come to one body. Just like in Islam, if you go somewhere, all Muslims are supposed to pray in one area. If you got an imam, that imam is the imam for that geographical area, or how can I say, that district. Not no whole bunch of people with no ego, and you know you in there sitting there going to sleep. You know you in there going to sleep. And see, that's the problem. Our prophet said we must be industrious. Industrious means we move forward. We're supposed to anoint someone that's consecrated, right? So why would we be a part of it? Why would you be a part of something if you know it ain't right? If you would sit up on here and give me praise and go, oh, she, and do all this stuff, I say, it's nothing here to debate. Why would we still be into that? We can't say nothing about nobody else. That's why I said we don't look in the mirror. And then when I be speaking to people and I be dropping 48 laws of power on people and they love to post books, and I say, well, I'm just throwing the mirror effect back at you. I think that's what, law 45 and the 48 laws of power. And then Moore's be getting all their panties all uptight. I said, see, I do that all the time. More holding up a book. Oh yeah, this book deep. And then when I use the book that you say you reading, you don't understand it. I just say, look at the shit you dissing back. I'm gonna get the shit right back at you. Oh yeah, you right, Sheik. Yeah, I know. See? And I don't be coming from no slander. I'm here. I'm asking all Moors right now. I said, why Moors ain't all coming in? I'm on YouTube too, Muftis. If y'all join on YouTube. I mean, Moors be following me for years, and I say Moors can get with us, hit us up, ask questions, anything. We got all platforms. All your Moorish American regalia. We got companies for that. You want the good teas and all that? We got it. We getting ready to have our third annual Moorish Ball in Phoenix, Arizona. That's going to be amazing. And that's why I be saying Moors can come together. Moors got businesses, come together. I can show you how to set your business up the right way so you don't have to go back and do things that you should have already been done, and then don't get hustled by nobody that'll overcharge you for something that a person, an educator, can do with their eyes closed. And then you will be a testimony, a real living testimony. Be like, man, this sheik did this for me for only about like a $75 donation. Only took him an hour. Set all my EIN up. Showed me how to register on the Duns and Bradstreet. Showed me how to get quick 30 accounts. Showed me how to all these other strategies to get these lines of credit to do basically what I'm doing, getting paper, getting ink cartridge and all that, and build my business credit. And then he showed me how to reestablish myself and operate as a business. Come on, man. It's more than just talking. It's building. That's why we operate. I tell Morris, you don't want to give a small donation each week. Come to Sunday school, come to adapt class. And then if you're serious about changing, because health is wealth, you can work out with us 5 days a week. Like we do all this. We have business class on Monday. I mean, it's a lot to come with this. We got web designers. I mean, we got a lot of things going on, and we can control this paradigm. All it takes is a paradigm shift, aka an algorithm. What? For everybody to come on. Just imagine if everybody go on mypdfbooks.com right now and everybody got all of my books or anything that you like. You know what I'm saying? If we say we want to know the science and more say, yo, man, I don't know what to study and all this, and I make it simple. I gather, compile, and divinely prepared the science to make it simple for you, an easy read. And not only if you don't want to read, if you say you don't have the time or say you may not have the aptitude to do that, you can come and I teach the books. I teach the science for you can have an understanding to be able to make it applicable for you can use this. So that be my whole thing when Morris be saying, well, what about this? I said, I always point the finger right back at us. When we have one finger pointed, it's more back at the own individual than anywhere else. If we want to make a change, we got to make it ourselves. If we want to make the world a better place, as Michael Jackson said, this is up to us. This is up to us. And that's what I be saying. I be like, we have righteousness and we have spiritual and leaders right in our face, and we choose not to deal with them. And I said, so we choose to deal with a court jester to say, oh man, I just go to this, I just go here. And there's no excuses. No way I can do that. No way I can be dealing with out of met heaven and still deal with, how can I say, confusion. When confusion going on, that means there's no structure. And see, I deal with structure. That's what I tell people. It's structure. And Morris don't want structure. It's accountability. It's transparency. It's you having kids and our empress having kids, and they seeing an individual man be like, this is what this is about. Letting our families know that single mom is not what we teach. It's all in our Exhumed of the Nation. I have that stuff on our pages for smaller than what you. That's why we're saying get the literature, and then come and we can come together. Because nothing is secret, Morris. It's sacred. Sacred means it's dear to us. That's why I said if more study, you will understand the seriousness of what this is all about. Just like if you understand when people say, well, yeah, I understand Confucius. Evidently, if you haven't read, teach, how can you understand something or understand the psychology and the philosophy of something that you never even studied? And then when somebody is speaking it and giving you that in the flesh, when you read, you're like, oh, damn, she is speaking like that already. Like he's giving it. Everything is supposed to line up. And how you going to measure something if you don't have nothing to measure it with? This is what I'm saying. It's nothing wrong for us, especially for our men, our empresses, to be coming together. Gratitude, Noble. There's nothing wrong. I said if I was bad in my practices, I would not be able to be in a red state, which is Arizona, and do so much business with all these other people and support all chapters of Masons and things with Feds. I don't care about that. I deal with the heart of people because you got to understand all organizations when they first started did some good. I'm not in to hurt no one, but I tell people you don't have to do that no more when you have someone that can raise you up. You don't have to do those things anymore. You can come to class. You can learn. You can get your regalia. I can show you what not to do. I can show you all that stuff people making it up. I make this shit plain. I make it plain. That's why nobody can come to me. Only thing they can say is they don't like my candor. And I'm definitely good with that. Because that's what the misnomer European Albies and Trelodites, no disrespect again, and a pseudo-academia universities was trying to do. But I graduated with honors. You can ask my parents. They could stop me. They couldn't. I was a man on a mission. I was a man on a mission. So I bring my own chair into the table anywhere, and I speak the way I speak. Eloquently, with a silver tongue, matter factual, to the facts. Then I can rest my case, and it would be no rebuttal on any platform. On any platform. And this is no slander. That's why I said people don't like matter factualness. I do. If you was in trouble getting ready to get locked up, you would be begging for me to defend you. You would be begging for me to defend you, no matter if you got an attorney or not, because you would be wanting me to give you the precedent of law cases, doc numbers, the Free Information Act. I'll be on that shit. I'll be like, ask your attorney this, ask your attorney this. They'd be like, man, who the hell you talking to? And I'll be like, yeah, told you. Then they go, because I know what I know, and I do what I do. From a real perspective, from a real life perspective, from a real life perspective. I travel just like this. I travel with my fez when I go to court with my fez on. I know all the precedent of law that say you can wear your fez in court, work, and in the military. If you at work, if you work with heavy machinery, they just don't want you to wear your tassel. I told Morris I shoot from the lip, not the hip. I don't arbitrarily explain nothing. Never. That's why I said when I'm coming, people know who I am already. I tell people this. Only righteous people can talk like this. You got to be all the way clean. You got to be clean. You got to be righteous in all your endeavors. The people around you got to be righteous. You got to stand up for truth, and the truth will make you free. 1 Thessalonians 5:21. Prove all things and hold fast to what is good. I know Moors don't study. I know it. And we can't sit up here and act like Moors, they do, because a lot of Moors is foreign to what I'm talking about. And a lot of stuff I talk about is strictly the Moorish Quran, a small compilation, about 52 pages of holy books. What? The Bible, Unto Thee I Grant. The Infinite Wisdom is written under the Moorish Akashic records. Some of the Tibetan tablets. Some of the Guantanamo Buddha. So we don't diss wisdom. This is a clear understanding. Someone that initiated can talk like this. I asked Morris, what's wrong with initiation? What's wrong with it? And then we talk all that stuff about the European Masons. Well, they say they sons of Muslim, right? So if somebody a son of a Muslim, who's the father? Because 33 degrees of wisdom is just like in meteorology when water freezes. This 33 times 3. I'm talking about the ancient rite of Memphis and Mizraim. This ain't no fucking widow's son. See, I break it down very, very eloquently and smooth, and I don't even have to get all complex. I don't even have to get all complex with the wisdom. The European agree with me. That's why I be laughing. I be like, said, I don't even know. The European understand me. They sons of Muslims. I keep telling people, all my professors in college were sons of Muslims. I went to college with fez on. They had to identify themselves. My parents should tell you, they tried to buy my books. I tell a story all the time. It's no slander. That's why I laugh at no disrespect when I say the European is not the joke of masonry. The Negro is. The European know exactly what he or she is, son of Muslim. The European women Masons know that they the daughters of American Revolution. That's why they wear the white fez with the gold tassel. I don't disrespect our Asiatic women that Easter stars, but they are under a spell with no disrespect. I come with supreme wisdom. I come with supreme wisdom. And when supreme wisdom speaks, you must listen. It's no slander. That's why I said I defend the truth. When I speak on law and things, I'm speaking on constitutional law, precedented. No one can get mad at what I'm saying. I don't got to make a damn thing up to try to have nobody rocking with me. Why? Because I'm a lion. The lion can defend itself. And the lion gonna die by itself. It's just that simple. It's just that simple with me. That's why I said, man, when Allah's in you and you made up, it ain't nothing. It ain't. That's a wrap. That's why I said it comes to elevation. That's why I said monk life, a bad motherfucker, like excuse my candor, you know when a person is there. You see it, you smell it. It's intimidating to ones that's weak. It's glory and power for those that's seeking that wisdom and want to be part of the body, because that's what our culture is supposed to be a part of. We don't supposed to run away from the light. When the light comes among us, just like our prophet said, the teachings, when the anointing comes, you're supposed to gravitate to that. That's your willing obligation. That's our willing obligation. That's why I said, what we waiting for? I throw this right back in Moore's face every time. Moore's that been following me for years, that be part of temples, and then and have long conversation with me and try to ask me, and no disrespect. I'm gonna say this. I don't mean no disrespect to no one. If they feel I am, don't charge it to my heart. When Moore's will deal with me and they'll get my literature or they'll get things from me and then use it in their classes, and I bet you they don't give a reference to the original thought. The original thought coming from the person that put you up, that gave you the idea. So if I'm displaying something and I'm a Moor already, and I'm part of a temple, and I've been part of a temple for years, and I done met a sheik, and this sheik I'm getting literature from this sheik off the fucking dribble. I'm be like, man, I done met the sheik and author it, and boom, 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 boom. Like shit, we got the heart right now. If not, you don't have a voice. What's the part of being there? We gonna halt this shit right now. Why? Hold on. If we supposed to be doing based off what people be wanting, how the temple set up, how I be giving people the Constitution or the booklet, the state booklet, how the temple set up, and it's right in there. You're supposed to anoint and consecrate the right wisdom, and then Moors don't do that. That shit's supposed to halt. You're supposed to be dealing with supreme wisdom at all times if you have supreme wisdom around. If not, then the joke is on us. See? The joke be on us, and people be going and burning houses, be part of temples, be asking me all this. I said, where you getting that stuff from? Where you getting that stuff from? Oh, I'm part of the temple, this, and the other. And I show you plain and simple that ain't honorable, and people still stay with that stuff. I'll tell people the temple's tax exempt for the federal government. People look at me like I'm stupid, because they didn't listen to somebody talk about, oh, that 501c3. I said, well, when these niggas asking for donations, what? That mean they for profit. So that mean they ain't doing no community service. Well, can't nobody give donations to them and get tax exempt receipts and nothing. So can't nobody, you just doing to live. The Moorish Science Temple of America is tax exempt for the federal government. We have a tax exempt number. The 1099 ain't nothing but a religious affidavit. I'm telling people the truth, and they know it. The Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple School is tax exempt for the federal government. Don't you want to be that, or you want to be taxed by the government? That's why I be laughing at more. I said, I think about it. Oh, that 501c3. I said, dude, okay. So you're not tax exempt. So then what? People don't even. It's very fucking simple. I be laughing at people. I said, dude, you're not even making sense. Oh, so you for-profit then, company. Oh, so you a for-profit organization then, huh? Because most companies are for-profits. See, people be tripping. Oh, that's some white man stuff. I said, see, that's why I gotta go. So how you gonna set up a school? What type of school you gonna have? Because I don't see no Moors with no Moors school. Moors won't even give up no money. Moors won't even donate to support nothing real. They talk about we need this. Well, okay, well, how you gonna have a school legit? How? My school is legit on paper. That's why we online. No way we can have a brick and mortar. The people wouldn't support it. I have to have a real school, and I'll just be a more teacher. Everything, and I have classes, more science like I do on the side. I just teach like I do now. Like I deal with behavioral health therapy. I help single moms. So that's what I wanted to talk about, man. My throat getting dry. Every time I get to about an hour. We gotta support, man. Like that's the only way, that's the only answer. Moors need to come all the way in and stop dealing with that ego, trying to compete. And that's why I be asking Moors. I said, how can you be a part of a temple and deal with me and don't introduce me to your temple? How? How can Moors deal with me and be part of temples and get feds with me and go amongst people and all them people won't they ain't making sure all the people around them getting feds is for me? Huh? Like we a secret. I had to check a man one more. He around some people and going around act like he knowledgeable. The people know everybody like, where you getting this science from? And then the Empress found me. It was like, wait a minute. She like, do you know such and such? I was like, yeah, he be getting literature from me. He be coming to my classes. And everybody was mad. They're like, why you didn't introduce us to the sheik? They was like, we not like that. And I'm not gonna say the people they in Vegas. It's just what it is. Cause I be going back and forth to Vegas a lot too. They're like, Sheik, we would have been blah, 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 blah. They're like, we not like that. We've been looking for righteous. We've been looking for this, the boom, that, and the other. They're like, we don't need all these people just here just because. But people don't want to do universalness because everybody's stuck with an ego. Everybody's stuck with an ego. And that's why I have a school. And when you know who want to learn, because most Negroes don't want to go to school. And I tell Moors, we were prepared to go to school. I said we were born to be educated. We were the teachers. We were the scholars. We were all that. See, we were conditioned to act like you a stupid, see, you some gangster and some demon. But when a person say they God, when a person say they a scholar, when a person say they articulate and they well versed, we don't like that. When a person say that they a Moorish haberdasher and they dress very well and they don't accept nothing less, we got a problem with that. We got a problem with that. When we hold ourselves to a high standard of nobility, we got a problem with that. We got a problem with that. And that's why I said, that's why I like the science of that movie Chirac. Everybody said, oh, the movie was whack. But I said, did you see the science in it? The women have the power. Because the Negro just killing each other over nothing. Women have power. Women got to raise themselves up. And that's what I teach our empresses about the daughters of American Revolution. When I teach them about that white fez with that gold tassel, I show them that they the Eastern Star, the star that rose in the East, that mundane ball, that gold tassel that represents them. See, I teach that. That's why our empress got to come about that. Like our prophet said, you ain't responsible for what you didn't know. But when you meet someone and you understand that wisdom, you got to come into that and give all that away and come into the light. If not, you want to walk around physically alive but spiritually dead. Why? Because you know the answer. Because you have the key right there. That's what I tell people. And you would check, oh, I go to a temple, I go to, and really have no understanding of anything. I know Moors be part of the temple. I ain't never read the Moorish Quran. I said, why you don't got the Moorish Quran? I'll give you the Moorish Quran for free. I tell Moors, I say, man, I'll give you the Moorish Quran for free. I'll give it to you. I'll give you the Moorish Quran for free. If you ain't got a Moorish Quran, anybody, I'll send to you PDF. It's nothing. Why? I mean, come on. And then if you get a fez, what I've done now, I attached 2 of my PDF books on it. So if anybody got a fez from me, If you on my YouTube page, if you got a fez for me and you didn't get my Moorish fez book, the Esoteric Science of the Moorish Fez, and my Divine Creed of Moorish Islam, just hit me up. You know, if because you probably got my information. If you got a fez from me, hit me up, and I'll gladly give you those 2 books. I have no problem. But I do recommend Moors get those books, give you a clear understanding. Just like Moore was asking me one day, he was like, "Sheik, man, why you don't ask for donations when you be speaking?" I said, "I used to do that, but I have a school." I said, "I talk to the people because I want to. I try to get people to come to school and just give a small 25 donation and get to doing something consistently to learn. And if you don't come, still get 25 to support what we doing." I told Moors, man, I deal with numbers. And I said, just imagine if 10,000 Moors was giving $40,000. Excuse me, you got 10,000 Moors giving $40 a month. 10,000 Moors giving $40 a month is $4.8 million a year. Work can be done, and I don't hurt no one live. Just like I tell everybody, members, we only have a $100 membership due. That's $5 a day for 20 days. But when you see what comes with being a member, all the literature you get for fraction for $5 and $10, all the things that we do. We have a member a one-time enrollment fee. With that enrollment fee, you get all 7 books and your fez. I tell people this stuff is simple. Look, man, people anoint kings. How? Because everyone have pennies. Penny makes dollars. You have to have a Buddha, somebody that is good with these things. How a person that just know how to fix cars is going to run a business? You just know how to fix cars. You got to have somebody that know how to run a business. I don't know how to fix cars to run a mechanic shop. I know how to look at the payroll, make sure everything's right, and do the schedules and everything, and you know, XYZ and ETC. Those things to be done because that's what I'm educated in. That's what I'm skilled in. That's what we should want. Like I deal with real numbers. Numbers don't lie. Just like I tell all my nobles. I say, you wanna save $1,200 a year? Yeah. What I gotta do? I say, well, you can just save $100 a month. For real? Yeah. The numbers don't lie. At the end of the year, do you got it? No. Why? Because you ain't save $100 a month. See, that's simple mathematics. This shit ain't fucking complex. I be telling people, say, why do we make shit complex? It's not hard. It's not hard. You live in osmosisly. You live in osmosisly. You live like a garbage can. I tell people I live a monk life. I really live a monk life. Yes, I do things. But when I say a monk life is understanding who I am. And I live in a bubble. And my bubble has so much energy. That's why I attract so much things to my bubble. I try to give analogies when I speak to men, especially when I be in my haberdasher, when I have my suit and things on. I said, your aura, your bubble can attract some of the best, how can I say it, women that's here and here that you wouldn't understand. Just like our prophet said, you have to be picking women off of you. I'm telling you what I know. Ask my empress. But I'm an honorable man. I'm telling you what it is. Man have to take care of himself. So when you see an honorable man, you look different. You peculiar. You meek. When they say he or she is glowing, yeah, man, you look taller, Sheik. Yeah, I know. He was path. He would just float like he owned everything. No, I don't own everything. I'm in the essence of peace. Peace must be learned and practiced. That's why I ask everybody, what are you practicing every day? What are you doing every day? Because I know a lot of Moors that they don't do nothing every day. Go to work, come home, talk shit, watch the game. I tell people, I say, man, I'm an aura. When I say, come on, and if you are more, you wear things Moorishly dope. I be seeing Moors looking like they in the jungle. That's what Haile Selassie did. He said, man, he taught those Ethiopians, Abyssinians, I don't care what name you want to give. He said, man, y'all gonna go to the States to educate yourself and come back. I don't diss my Rastafarian brothers. I'm down with all that. But man, come out the jungle. And if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But I'm talking about, I'm a Moorish American. And see, a lot, hey, and was per se, I'm not a Moor, but I'm highly introduced to the knowledge. See, I tell people this. When I show people scholarship, Moor is not nothing you can be. When I tell things, we're born at, when just like when you look, I break it plain. I say, well, black is not a nationality. We talk about the Dred Scott law. Slave. So when I talk about Shakespeare and Othello the Moor, when I talk about all this Moorish legacy, Peter Lambert Wilson, keep that name in your mind. Peter Lambert Wilson wrote The Sacred Drift about our prophet. I got the book on my page. Another European named Peter Moon, Spandu Mysteries. He wrote about our prophet. He used to come to the Grand Canyon University all the time. He said, what's a fez? I don't know what the fez is. You mean a fez? A fez is a national headdress of the Moors. A lot of people adopted it. You might have called it a tarbouche, a beanie, etc. Some people like to call it a brimless hat, but a lot of the Masons adopted it. But it's a national headdress of Moors. Just like when you see the Liberty Bell, a lot of people say the analogy of the Liberty Bell, when you turn it inside out, it symbolizes the fez. Just like when I take people to the Netherlands and I talk about Swarty Piet, Europeans agree with what I'm saying. I'm not coming with no slander. When I talk about Black Pete, or AKA Swarty Piet, and Santa's helper, Santa Claus, I mean, there's no slander. When I talk about that Corsica flag with that Moorish head on it with that bandana, when I talk about David Mackey Ritchie of the ancient modern Britons, when I talk about Bertram Thomas, the Arab, when he tell you what the Arab is, when I tell you that Moor means something totally different, and when I show you what Europeans agree with me, when I give you a Vladimir Dale's dictionary of a Moor and an Arab, not Arab, A-R-A-P, this is no slander. This is scholarship. The European agree with me. That's why I said I'm not here to destroy. I'm here to fulfill. I'm here to fulfill. This is no slander. When Al-Islam brothers be coming with that Islam is the black man religion, no disrespect, I say, well, you clearly haven't read the Bukhari Hadith when they named all Muhammad slaves and they call you your black bleepity bleep a raisin head. You clearly don't know that when Muhammad walked the earth, it was under the Byzantine Empire. Who was his wife? Khadijah. Who was her cousin? Rhea Groff, a high Roman priestess. I'm just using what they say they read. Hey, you tell me. They say, well, the Bible is, and the Quran is. Well, who wrote both of them? So I'm not into that. If the Bible is written parable, analogy, and symbology, what's the symbology, the parable, and analogy? Yes, it's some truth and things we can get for righteousness because it's a whole different type of science. A lot of things that they break physically is explaining something inside, esoterically. These is keys. I can break the biblical scriptures down in a whole different metaphysical form and everybody come to agreement. Just like when I synchronize the Bible and the Quran. I've done it plenty times. We let man separate us. We let man-made religion separate us. And these is keys. I don't care what language you speak. You lying. I don't care what language you speak. You lying. I break it down and then I write all the literature like my new book, Our Moors a Lot. Moors be bringing that orthodox stuff in. I said, hey, I don't have a problem with nobody being orthodox, but Moorish science ain't orthodox. It ain't, I don't care if you do 5 salats every day. That's what you can do all that. But I'm talking about the al salat. The al salat is what tells you what's prescribed. The al salat. I ain't here to argue with nobody. So nobody can tell me what it said, because I know most NBCs ain't read. And they're not real verse. And I did this in academia. I'm not here for no slander. I tell people, I said, man, the Quran, I love all holy books. Every holy book, the Book of Mormon. I know the Book of Mormon I did a whole dissertation at the university on the Book of Mormon. No disrespect, I showed where the Book of Mormon came from, a book of the view of the Hebrews. Man, Joseph Smith had that book checked out the whole time he was writing it. Can't get mad at me. Nobody can be mad at what I do. These is keys. In the Quran of Muhammad, it just flat out. I mean, come on. I love the study. I love this is what I do. But no one can tell me it's law. The only thing that make it law, if you want to say that's what you believe, is the Quran. So we're going to deal with it. I'm not going to deal with tradition. I understand what tradition consists of. That's why you got all different type of sets of Islam doing different things. I understand all that. Hold on. I understand all that. I understand all that. That's why true imams, they be like, Sheikh, a lot of us don't study, they recite. I said, I know. That's like, I know it's catechism. I know Islam is really consistent on the Torah. When I talk about the Kabbalah, when I talk about things that's written Kabbalistically, when people be scared of the Baphomet, I say the Baphomet is written Kabbalistically. Temp, Hope, Abs, Abba. The Baphomet ain't nothing scary. All animal figures are nothing but pious hieroglyphs. This is supreme wisdom. Everyone know it. I'm saying the European agree with me. Adam Blavatsky, those Europeans, the secret wisdom, they give all credit to our prophet Noah Ali. Alex Crowley, when he came to some wisdom, he changed the name to Serapis Bey. The Whigham Party, all that was initiated by Moors. And Behold the Pale Horse, when he's talking about the secret treaty of Verona, Moors really don't even know what that consists of. That's why I say, man, I'm not here for slander. Just like certain European scholars, that's Masons. It's no disrespect. That's Freemasons, that Negroes have nobody have no understanding because they're not initiated to those organizations like I am. I tell people, I'm transparent. I'm part of the Philosophical Research Society in Las Vegas. That's why I said, can't nobody come to me. I'll be knowing everybody that's Masons. And I'm like, and they know, they'll be like, yep, yep. My affairs is not defiled. I'm not here for no slander to nobody though. I never do that. But I'm coming with straight up facts, and I'm coming with supreme wisdom. I'm coming with supreme wisdom. This is a universal Islam. And so I have to explain it to people. When I say, I am from the book, how can a person say they are more, and we from the tribe of Judah, lineage of David by blood, Ruth the Moabitess, Tamar, all that. I break the biblical scriptures down, man, I can break the whole Quran down with the Bible and vice versa. And Bill, the words are synonymous in there. Moors just never had nobody sit down and show them. How are you going to say you are more and this, the biblical scriptures, and we from the tribe of Judah, lineage of David by blood? I wait. I wait. You see how asinine that sounds? And Moors be in these temples with that garbage. Moors be with that sovereign citizen stuff. Moors be talking about their last name or some slave name, and I tell you your last name is your family crest, aka your coat of arms. Right? I'm just building with y'all. I'm making it plain. I mean, come on. More should come in. More should be coming in. Everything I said you can look up. When I tell Moors about laws, I said you can't cross laws if you don't know it, because this might not be here for there. You got to know restrictions in law. You got to know what's a civil law or a federal law, right? You have to know all this stuff. because there's no excuse of not knowing the law in a court of law. So when I be telling Morris, who's your legal rep? Or we parties, we got shit. Well, who's your legal rep? When things happen, Morris be, oh, I'm in trouble. These Morris be getting court appointed lawyers. I'm telling you what I know. And then I don't tell nobody names, but my members know. I show them real stuff, and all the Moors that been locked up in Arizona, they be out there with their hair all looking like a raccoon, be turning around looking at me. And then when they see me in Vegas, they won't say nothing. And I be like, you don't got to be embarrassed, because I know you was locked up out here lying to people. And that's because a person wrote a book. I said, man, I don't care about nobody write a book. I bet you they ain't going to bring that shit to me. And then and got themselves locked up, and they get right back out with that same goofy shit. Excuse my candor. It's not more science. That's why those Europeans be on YouTube making all those goofy shit about Moors, calling them moops and all that shit. And then you got them same more, and then I'd be seeing the Moors on YouTube with that green book, talking about that 1099 goofy shit. That's some European shit. Don't y'all see the Europeans doing the same shit? I know y'all hear me. That's why I be laughing. I said, how you think this some Moor shit and the European on there doing the shit? And then I really blast Moors out, because I know Moors be all in their inbox like, oh, I need to help you claim my nationality. Man, you don't even know if they're the police. And I said, that's what all Moors want to do. They some fucking bums. And I said, let me break some wisdom down to you. If who is this noble say on my Instagram page, KHYISKOLD. Say if that individual, I don't know if you're an empress or a noble. So excuse me if I'm saying, I'm gonna say if this empress or noble had, say, a car lot, and this empress or noble have good contracts for you, be like, hey man, I'll let you get a car on your word, you know what I mean? You put this little bit down, no interest, no nothing. Once you pay it off, boom, it's yours. You make your little profit, because of course you're in the business of making money, but you ain't hustling the people. You give them a good contract, and then some goofy ass Moor come with some goofy ass, oh, I'm a in corporate contract they done got from a motherfucker, and try to pay you with that shit. You see how we are? Or you own homes and you done went back in your community and redeveloped the community and built the community up and can move single moms back in the community, and then move them in for good leases and things. Let them stay in their houses for a year, and then the next year, once they finish paying the rent or whatever, they own the homes because you refurbished them, and ain't no big ass old houses. We done got double wides to put them together, look nice as hell, nice garages attached. We done redeveloped the community. Because we buying the community when they tear the houses down, and it ain't nothing but tennis shoe money, and make our private religious organization. And you gonna let somebody get some goofy ass book that tell you that ain't even, it shouldn't be used for law? It says it's for educational purpose only, because the goofy shit in the book can be true or false. See, that's in the preface. See, that's how I be laughing at people, and people don't even be opening the book. I say, you're going to get your ass in trouble over a book, and then look at the people that's telling you to do this shit. That's what I be laughing. I said, so this is what you want to do. A whole bunch of people that just don't want to pay no bills. Are you serious? See, we got to talk about this. That's why I said, that's what these goofy Negroes doing. That ain't more science. Sovereign citizen, that ain't no more science. Expatriating for some de facto government, that ain't more science. Now, riding with some fake ass place, that ain't more science. You're not no sovereign and no fucking citizen. That's an oxymoron. Now what? All that old stuff, I get all that. Now what? Now what? I get all that old shit. I know. Yep, all them books. I know. Yeah, I went to college for all that shit. I know. I taught. Okay, now what? I don't care how smart nobody is. Okay, now what? Put something to the table. Everybody wants somebody to pay for a lecture to do fucking what? That's just like, you might as well go to a rap con. You might as well go see Usher on some motherfucking skates. Take your girl to go see Usher on some skates. Then pay somebody that shit. You ain't gonna get nothing out of it. At least you'll get entertained. At least your wife will get around. Y'all go home and have a good fucking night. You get to go in heaven. Shit. Understand what I'm saying? Morris know exactly what I'm saying. It's nothing to offer. I mean, Morris have nothing to offer. Morris don't have really nothing going on. I said, what we doing? Who we teaching? If you speaking, if you from a certain city, are you giving back to your city? If you're from Chicago and you are conscious or whatever, you do video, why you not in your neighborhood speaking to the youth? I don't got to go nowhere else. If everything happening, listen, man, I tell y'all, no disrespect. The shit got to happen in our community. We don't got to be doing those celebrities do shit for other areas. Man, I do stuff for my community. Man, the babies hurting in the communities. Brothers be from Chicago because they're afraid of the babies. I'm not afraid of the babies. Why? Because when they see me, they know they see God. I'm telling you what it is. Not like, oh, I'm the God, but it's the flesh. I can talk to him. I can talk to him. I can talk to him. I listen to him. They be like, oh man, you don't know my brother got murdered. Mine too. They be like, are you from Flint? Yeah. You from West Pad? Yeah. Oh, you dirty cousin? Yeah. Y'all used to you yeah. And that ain't nothing to brag about. That ain't nothing to brag about. What about all the things, the accomplishment? Don't nobody want to talk about the accomplishment. All the accolades, going to the university, getting advanced degrees, going through the chambers, going through the churches and things. I tell people, we be dissing stuff so much and your family should be in parties. You guys got to, everything ain't bad. You got to get the good out of that and then leave the rest alone. And that's what we be doing. We be dissing ourselves so much and dissing everything about us. That I say you hate yourself so much that we ain't gonna accept nothing and say, wait a minute, man, let us deal with somebody that has something to offer, that have the literature. And more to follow me for years and know we got the science. Know you can come to class for small donations. This stuff is nothing is new. If a person is sit and read, that's why they say, when I say the elite, when one of the emperors like, well, Sheik is the Illuminati, and they'll be like, well, your Sheik is the Illuminati. She say, yeah, the enlightened one. They're like, y'all don't even understand. And she be cracking her. She like, yeah, my Sheik is the enlightened one. She's like, yeah, he's the book. He like, yes. And that's what I tell people. It's a type of wisdom. This is my life. Money is not earned, it's given. And when it's given, then you must distribute it. That's what I tell people, man. Come on, what is this about? I make this plain and simple. That's why I say a lot of, if people know me and be following me for years, even before I was jumping on here teaching, if you follow me on YouTube for a long time, you can go back on my YouTube videos and see all the kids I used to take to the Phoenix Suns games. I used to take 50 to 100 kids to the Phoenix Suns games. I used to go to the schools and get the schools tickets. You know, I used to have soccer camps at the West Valley. No, what is it? No, the Avondale Sports Complex. Have Adidas and Gatorade come donate all type of stuff. And we're going to real organizations that can do stuff in the community that's tax exempt for the federal government. That's crazy. Man, I can come to your city and do so much stuff for the kids. People give donations. And I guarantee you when I leave, man, the kids are going to be so happy. They're going to have backpacks full of shit. I don't just come nowhere and take donations. And then when I go places, it don't even be, they be like, damn, that's all? Just like when I go to the schools, when I talk about you want to deal with a person that does real business, like when I go to the schools that's in the hardest hit funds or in the urban communities, they write a lot of the money up as in-kind service. So say, for instance, if my fee $2,500, they don't have it in their budget. So they give me $500 for my time and they write the rest up as in-kind service. And I say, we can't be afraid to talk about money. We gonna spend money all other places. That's why I say we can do these things. I'm inviting Morris to come to class. We have Sunday school every Sunday at 2 p.m. AZ time zone. We have a DAP class every Saturday at 10 a.m. privately on Zoom. And I've been sharing it on our Temple and School page on Instagram at burningbushtabernacle.ts. I used to do a lot of stuff on YouTube, family, but I got so tired of our own people that's with goofy stuff, man. You would be amazed out of all the goofy stuff that people will be commenting. So I cut all my comments off. Like, you can comment while I'm speaking, but I cut all comments off. It used to be just full of some of the crazy stuff you can imagine. And that's what I tell people when I say you gotta be strong and understanding when you on social media, because people will just say anything, and then most of the time it be their own people. But I know how to, like, I have my IT people, and I say when you jump on my page, you're willing obligor. That's like a ISBN address. I had a camera right on their crib. I'm like, look at this goofy person acting all that with all that garbage at their house, with all them raggedy ass cars in their driveway, with them raggedy ass blinds in somebody's inbox, being silly because they don't have a face on there, and you done jumped on my page. I said, come on, you don't know you pinging off a tower, goof. Come on, and everybody be like, yep, you right, Sheik. I know. That's why I tell everybody we should do things respectable. Nobody should be on anybody's page that don't agree or want to cause confusion. Why would somebody be on somebody's page that want to cause confusion? If I was on somebody's page and they were teaching, if anybody came on that man page or that woman page while they teaching and they were being disrespectful, I'd be all on there like, man, you need to go. And then I'd be jumping in their damn inbox, because we're here for a reason. We got to be defending the truth. We'll defend all that other stuff. If we like, well, we got to defend the truth. We can't let nobody mess with our anointed ones, or vice versa, if they bring us something that we like. And so that's why I stopped doing a lot of stuff on YouTube, because I don't have a passion for that. I let other people fight who want to be king. I just have a school, and I have Moors and people from all over, and professors that don't even, come to class, and they just like what I'm doing, and they support and they give donations. Like, I tutor a lot of their children, and like, say for instance, if your kid was going to college, and a lot of the books that they have to pay $400 or $500 for, those medical books and those math books that those professors might only use, say, 5 chapters out of, excuse me, they get the books from me, PDF. Just like my daughter is sitting down for the state board, I think it's nursing. And I think that book on Amazon was like $45. She's like, Dad, I need this book. I said, well, all you gotta do is ask. Boom, boom, send it to her PDF. She's like, Dad, you got this book? All my friends are finna buy it for $45. I said, well, bless them. And all her friends were like, well, we'll give you $25 for it, Madison. And I think it was like 10 or 12 students gave her $25 for doing that. And now they have it. They can download it, take it everywhere with them, don't have to carry the book. One of the young ladies' parents hit me up, was like, sir, you Madison dad? I'm like, yes. And I got to explaining what I do. I showed her my card. She was like, Madison never said anything about this. I said, you know how kids are. Because my daughter don't, stay with me. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, that's all I wanted to talk about, man, today. I just jumped on here, man, as I was relaxing, chilling, because I'm back in Flint. Just relaxing, man. And I just had the opportunity to talk to a lot of different people, that don't look like me. And it's very, very encouraging when people that don't look like you will be like, I knew you don't love you that same way. And that's why I understand the analogy of the scriptures when it said a prophet and an angel is no good in his or her own country. When you go other places and people anoint you, and then, of course, your people will love you. But sometimes you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. Because people think this all about riches, and you're going to turn around and be rich, and like it's no real work and success. And people don't want to put no real work in. People don't want to be a part of conglomerate. People don't want to support nothing. And I say, but it's simple. We're supposed to support something. We're supposed to be guided. We're supposed to support the body. Everybody working, I say, you love Uncle Sam that much? Because everybody that's working, I guarantee you have to write a check to Uncle Sam, especially if you make money. You can donate to us and get a tax exempt receipt. And then if you give Uncle Sam, if you still have to give Uncle Sam some money, you'll need to upgrade your giving. But most Moors I deal with don't make six figures. Six figures is only 100 grand. Most people, if you make 100 grand and you don't have any charitable donation tax deduction only that you make, you're gonna be giving Uncle Sam close to 10,000 at the end. They do pay taxes. They just don't give it to the government. They support their church. And I teach this, and you have the right to do this. Just like I tell people in California when I was teaching this to a group of mothers and everything, and I got their support now. And I said, forget all that. Let's deal with the basics. I said, the law in California says you can give 60% of the money that you owe taxes to your religious scientific organization of your choice. So I asked ladies, I said, say if you owe Uncle Sam as little as $1,000 at the end of the year, are you going to give Uncle Sam $1,000? All of them was like, hell no, we giving you 600 and we giving Uncle Sam $400. We just need that tax and receipt. And I'm not going to say their names. And these are church ladies. They say, and they love what I'm doing. They love what I do with the kids. And they're like, yes, they're like, you can guarantee from them each year, at least she was like a $5,000 to $1,000 from all the ladies in their little book club. Because I provide the books for their book club. I just tell it what it is. I provide all the books for their book club. And so I was showed that. She was like, we giving it to Uncle. She was like, we ain't got to do nothing extra. And I'm like, look, I bro them shit. She was like, we love what you're doing, because they was giving anyway. And I said, but look what we can really do if you already giving this to Uncle Sam. And all of them was like, yes, we write a check at the end of the year to Uncle Sam. Because all of them retired. They all was making six figures. They all was making six figures. She was like, yes, you telling the truth. And so all those ladies at the end of the year, they donate. That's why I say my science is universal. I tell people I was assistant pastor of 2 churches in the city of Flint. Man, you got to rise above. I spoke just like this. I spoke the truth. I spoke the truth gospels. That's why I'm able to speak on this level. I'm not here lying to nobody. And when I teach this tax law, I was able to speak and teach this to a whole a stadium. It looked like a stadium at GCU. To all students, all professors, when I was finishing my college degree, and my dissertation was me telling, was when I set up my nonprofit, my church temple. And I was saying how they can help by just all the money that they already given to the federal government. But a lot of people didn't know what I was talking about. And so I had attorneys, I had tax preparers, I gave them all donations. So let me get another water. So I gave them all the donation, and they all came. And I said, if I say anything, that's not, and they was all Europeans. My parents will tell you. I said, correct me right there. So I'm telling the people about, churches and how churches support, how they operating, because they tax them for the federal government. And then a lot of the grants they get, grants you don't have to pay back. You just gotta have the right grant writers to apply for those grants. Like when you look at, say, Arizona Grant Watch or Massachusetts Grant Watch, look at that. You see all those grants and things because the churches don't be telling them about their tax exempt status and all that, etc. But anyway, so I was asking everybody, just put in a bucket what you make. No names on it, because it's easy. I'm good with numbers. So I say the average income was around 50,000. So I said, okay, you make 50,000. Okay. I guarantee if you don't have any tax deductions at the end of the year, you're going to write Uncle Sam a check. But see, Negroes think they're getting a tax return. They done took about 1,000 from you, happy to get pennies back. You can file exempt 6 months at a time. You just got to give to your charitable contribution of the choice and show a taxes and receipt. You want to do this. When the Europeans say they ain't paying taxes, they donate to their charitable contribution of their choice. And most of them all have nonprofits. So they just help them be huge. And so they say, no, we don't like Uncle Sam like that. We support our religious organization. And so some people say, well, I only can give this percentage. I say, yeah, but I said, you have the right to give what you want as I go deeper with the laws because it's your money. That's when it comes with tithes and offerings. I'm telling you, straight up law. And so I'll tell a person, I say, I use a person in California. When California law says you can give 60% of your earned the money that you owe for your taxes each year to your charitable contribution of your choice. Then I said, okay. And I ask people this in California, you love what I'm doing? Yep, yep. I'll make 100,000 a year. Yeah, Sheik, but I love what you're doing, this, that, and the other. I said, so at the end of each year, you write Uncle Sam a check. Yeah. I say, why? I ain't, I got to pay my taxes. I usually pay about like 8,000 every year. I say, so go ask your tax preparer. You in California? Yeah, Sheik. Yep, I'm in California. Ask your tax preparer, can you give 60% of what you owe Uncle Sam to your religious and charitable contribution of your choice? And watch they say, yeah. Watch they say, yeah. I don't care how much or how little it is. If you can give 60% of your income that you owe at the end of the year that you got to get Uncle Sam to your religious contribution of your choice, and you can give a donation, which is an offering each week, as you come into school and everything, I'll be doing that. Because your money that you pay taxes don't go to run the government. It's sitting in the private banking system. We just got to get somebody that's willing to do something right. The people make all this stuff work. The people got all these big stadiums that these pastors in. And I said, man, it's no, like, I don't want a big stadium that like it's a gym, like I'm no king. No, I need classrooms. I'm a teacher. I'm gonna be teaching all these kids, be like, look, we don't have to send our kids to these schools when all this shit happened. Don't you know private and charter schools? We can teach this. I can put the right teachers in there. I know them. I have a whole curriculum. Math, science, arithmetic, all that. ABCs, 1, 2, 3s. And then what I'm going to teach the expertise is the history and the science and the eating right and understanding the value of a dollar. I love macroeconomics. I love microeconomics. I love gross and net. I love the value of a dollar. I love percentages. I show them how to save. So like I tell people, if y'all on YouTube, man, check out our Temple and School webpage. It's bbtsciencetemple.com. bbtsciencetemple.com. Spread the message if you like it. If you don't like what I'm saying, I understand. And I don't mean to offend you because I'm not here to offend anyone. I have a mother and a father. I have people that love me, and I understand you have people that love you too. So I will ask people to be respectable to me the same way I will be respectable to you. If not, I'm going to give the mirror effect right back to you the way you would be displaying it to me. So I give you gratitude. I give everybody love, man. Like I said, if you're looking for books, anything like that, for your reading pleasures or anything, check out mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z. If you're looking for any Moorish American regalia, what I have on right here is a tunic. This is a cotton one, but I have them cotton and I have them silk. I have them on moorishaberdasher.com. What I have on is a she-mag. What I have on is my kaifa. I like to call it my Moorish halo. I have all this on our Moorish American, on moorishaberdasher.com. If you're looking for your fez and turbans, we have all that on moorishaberdasher.com. All our fezes are made handcrafted. They made with love. So this is not like McDonald's, like if you order a fez for me and it's going to be ready in 3 or 4 days. All the fezes are handmade. And if anybody ordered a fez from me, they have gotten a fez. Remember, this is not a big corporation. I travel a lot. And so I lean on a lot of people to help me fulfill orders as I'm traveling all over doing my community service. I do this each year. I choose to do my own community service in my community. So I'd be asking Morris to be patient, but everything else, we try to get it to you fast as possible. But with that being said, man, any questions, man? I don't want to leave Moors without any questions. But anybody welcome to join our temple in school. bbtsciencetemple.com. But it does cost a fee. It's a one-time enrollment fee, and then we have monthly dues, and that's what I say. And it's not hard. I mean, it's nothing. So, any questions? Of gratitude for the donation. Noble, go on my book page, mypdfbooks.com. mypdfbooks.com. I have my own web page where I have all books, and all you got to do is download them on your tablet and go to Office Max and Staples, and they'll print it and bind it for you. If any book that you're interested in, all you got to do is leave me a suggestion on my web page, and I'll get back with you. If you have my email, you can even email me. You can email me if it's books on there that you don't see. You can go around there and leave a suggestion and be like, hey, Sheik, I'm looking for this book. I'll be like, give me a second, let me check my database, because I'm 10 times out of 10 I'm gonna have it. I have a database with over 200,000 books. So, but a lot of times, a lot of my members, when you become a member and a student, all those books that's on my PDF books, my members will tell you they get them for like $5. 10. A lot of time my members be like, man, I can't just accept that for that cheap chic. So they, give it more. They'll give a more donation, but that's what I do for my students. And all my students will tell you their library probably worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. My members have one book that's a PDF that's worth 250 grand. Tavistock Institution of Human Engineering. When I tell people Nothing New Under the Sun by John Coleman, it's $4,000 on Amazon. Judah Trembles Under Rome, 900 on Amazon. So Exhumed of the Nation, 250 on Amazon. I have it for like what, $75 on there. And all you got to do is go to Office Max and Staples and have them printed and bind it. It probably be like $70, and then it's still cheaper than what they'll charge you. So you only done paid what, $140. You can still get more literature. You can be like, man, I'm gonna get all chic books. I think my books on there only $12, and then make it plain. All my stuff is plain. When I say I don't have to put my stuff on other people's platform on Amazon. I don't love nobody else. No disrespect. Why would I have to put my books and everything on somebody else on Amazon? And I have Morris Haberdasher. I have mypdfbooks.com, my own web page that you can get all books. I cut out the middleman. That's why I say I don't have to bring nobody in my contract. That's why I tell people I'm a private contractor. I don't need Amazon. For what? For they can put a price on my literature and give me pennies at a dollar for my literature? No, take my money, make my own webpage, promote it like that, and make my own fucking money. And make it easier and make my literature easy for Morris to get, and say, hey man, I don't want to make it hard copy because I got to pay for shipping and all that. You can go to Office Max and Staple and they can bind it for you in book form. They can bind it for you, and bam, you got it. You can write all in it, but then that bad boy became electric, NFT. You can sell it to your friend. See? And all those expensive books I have for cheaper prices. I got ancient books like Atlantis of Latter Days, cost hundreds of dollars on Amazon. I'm getting ready to put some more ancient books that I have for years, like Abramelin the Magi. It's 3 volumes. I get all those Ivan Van Sertima books that cost $200 and $300. I have them. All AJ Rogers books. I don't know if my note will put them all on there yet, but we have all that. And Morris can make suggestions. We don't have to deal with nobody that say, oh, this book costs all this. No, it don't. I have every book. Amore was asked, I gotta go, man. I've been on here for a minute. It's going on 2 hours. So I'll leave y'all with this. Amore was asking me about a book called The Unknown Arab. And I don't know why this Moore kept asking me about that book. He was like, man, I'm sticking on it. And so he told me the story. He was like, man, I was on a Moore Live. He was like, on this Moore Live, and he always holding up this book. And it's called The Unknown Arab. He was like, Sheik, I've been looking for the book. He said, I found the book somewhere. It was $1,700. He said, do you got the book? I said, do I got the book? I said, do I got the book? I said, do I got the book? I said, am I honorable? He said, absolutely. I said, go on mypdfbooks.com and type the unknown Arab in and you can tell me, do I have it? He typed it in there. He went crazy. You hear me? I think I got the book on there for maybe $40 PDF. Called me back screaming. Had me on speakerphone. He was like, he was like, do you know, I want to go, I want to get on somebody and go crazy. I said, you don't do that. You just relax. He said, but he like, I see what you're saying. I said, no. He like, I love you. He said, how can you have all this? And I said, because that's what I'm into. And he was like, that's the book. I said, I know. He went right to Office Max and Staples and printed it. He went to right to Office Max. He was like, Sheik. He like, I sent the email to Office Max and Staples. They printed and buying it for me. He said, I did 10 of them. He said, I've been proud of 10 of them. He said, check your Cash App. I sent you a stupid donation. I was like, gratitude. And he was like, that's just the love. He was like, you know how much you saved me? He like, you know how much you saved me, Sheik? And he was like, and now he like, the price I paid for the book, he like, I made my money back. He said, all my boys got the book. He said, gratitude. You see what I'm saying? If we're gonna hold books up and all that and say this, well, share it with the people. Say, okay, well, man, share it with the people. Because I do everything I share, everything I show you how the temple set up. I show you everything. And then they'll tell you like, yeah, you're going at the end of the day, you're going to need a real sheik. At the end of the day, you're going to need an educator and all that because they're the only ones that's going to be able to do something in real time. Not just on no video. When I talk about you, divine, when I'm a Moorish divine minister, I can go into prisons, which I've done plenty times, all the time. Like officials know who I am. I go and please, this is who I am. I don't go no places as a I go anywhere as an official. Come on, man. Everybody know that. Everybody know me, know that. And that ain't bragging or nothing. That's just what it is. So I love y'all, man. I got to get some rest. Any questions before I leave? And thank for the donations again. I give gratitude for those that even took it out their heart to give me a donation when I was just talking. My boy says, what's your $$ KG Bay? Yep, it's $ KG Bay. But gratitude, man. But you don't have to do that. But I just want you to come to class and give a donation and come to class and get some literature and support and be a part of this, man, and do it consistently. Sporadically, I thank you for the gesture, but I want Moors to do things consistently. I don't like things sporadically. I want to depend on things. I want to depend on my people and accountability so you can see what I will do with things. You can see what we will do together as a unit, guided by Allah. Because it do take all of us individuals to make a unit. It do take one body and many parts. So I'm only as good as the people. It's like, I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. I'm going to be straight up honest with y'all. A lady came to me the other day, because I've been back and forth in Detroit, and she a publicist. And she was like, Sheik, I want to be your publicist. She was like, I don't want no money. She like, I don't want no money from you until you make $1 million. And I was sitting telling my dad and them, she was like, you done grow all these books, all this shit. Like, I'm surprised no one came to you. She like, and you educated? And she like, and your story with all that? She like, I'm surprised nobody has came to you. She like, all these people on YouTube doing all this, got publicists. And she was naming people that she know that's publicists that, and like, she was like, she know one guy that do 7,500 just to run his mouth, an older man. And I ain't saying nothing about him. I just tell people the truth. He'll brag on it and say it. She was like, Sheik, no way. She was like, people know what you doing, all that, all the books you done wrote, all the stuff that you done. She was like, and so I'm really thinking about it. But I don't want to do things just for money. And that's what I'm telling. She was like, man, I just set up this platform just to be interviewing you. And she was like, I interview you, ask all these questions, especially this more science. She was like, people need to hear you. She was like, you would clear this shit up real fast. And no more body can be mad. She was like, only people gonna be mad is criminals. I clear that sovereign citizen shit up, that drive without license, all that. I don't contest all that I'm a national, and I say, well, you ain't got no diplomat place. I say, you ain't got no diplomat place. And you don't even know that it ain't nothing but a passport. So I love everyone, man. I don't have nothing else to say. But I tell people, man, I'm going to take it to the next level, but I would really want somebody else to take advantage of that opportunity to do the interviews and be the publicist and do all that and get the credit for that. I really would. I really would. I don't care what state you in. We can set this up more. We can be doing this right. Make your YouTube channel. You can interview me. We can do all interviews, man, and you can get all the followers. I just want to bring attention to this real science and give brothers an opportunity. Like, I've gathered and compiled over 20 books. I got 100 more, and I still haven't put out my autobiography. And I'm not bragging. This is just my life. My empress will tell you that I love to do it. I've gathered and compiled. I say right now I gathered and compiled 20 books. And so as I was showing her, she was like, even my books, cause like I bind all my books, and they're not, how can I say, they all self-made, far as the packaging and everything. She like, I will invest, redo your books and make them different copy, invest, long. She like, you don't have to give me nothing. She was like, she wanted to give a percentage of it. She was like, I have you doing book tours. This, everything she telling me. She was like, colleges and everything. She was like, sir, she was just, and she teared up. We hugged me. She a Christian lady. She was like, I'm just surprised. She was like, and so I was like, I always bring things back to my people. Ask my nobles. I bring stuff all back to my nobles before I even make a decision. Like, I had an opportunity to teach at college, but it was contingent on me not speaking my heart. I said, nope, I'm not doing it. And so right now I said, give me a minute. I said, give me a month. She like, a month? I said, I want to think about it because I want to put it out there to somebody that maybe have the ability and the time and the resources to do it. And the finances to say, hey, Sheik, yes, we can do this. Boom, 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 boom. Let's do it out here. Let's make it happen. And so that's what I'm saying. And I know it can happen. But Moors don't want to put no money up on nothing. Moors don't want to do nothing. I say, man, everybody gonna reap a benefit, but the head have to have something. Just like the Levites, if somebody was teaching, ain't nobody saying you paying them, but they have to be taken care of. Certain things must be done. That's in business and everything. And so it's nothing wrong with, like, Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 19. Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 19. Wine is made for laughter, but money trumps all. So I just be being honest, man. It's like, it's nothing wrong with making this mainstream. And I need to help other people. If Moors like what I'm doing, man, and they really say they really love what I'm doing, man, show it. Because I don't care about followers. I don't care about likes. Everybody that's been following me know that. My members, my muftis, my empresses, and my nobles that's part of the temple, they know that. I don't beg nobody or nothing. But I ask people, if you would give a tip to somebody at a restaurant for poor service, $5, and you won't even give your sheik $5, that's teacher, and then especially more as a part of the temples, they won't even give me $5. And then they go to their temples and give donations and get all their literature for me, and Moors won't even give me $5. And that's what I asked for, a suggested donation of $20. But if all you have is $5, you think I'm not going to welcome my brother in? $5 is just as good as $20. If your heart is pure, because I'm thankful if you giving me, I'm thankful you giving me $1. If you giving me $1 out of your hard-earned dollar and you giving me $1 consistently, man, what can I say? I thank you. I give honors. At least it means something to you. At least you say, hey, man, all I got is worth $1. You say, man, I got $5. I only can give you $1. I got to feed my family. I give you high honors. But I guarantee you, and I know that dollar that you plant, I guarantee you it's going to multiply. How? Because I'm going to be able to, I'm getting dollars from everywhere. So though that dollar that you gave, that's how it become $1 million. I'm able to do for everyone. Y'all don't get that, man. I love y'all, man. Peace out.